Namaste दोस्तों. Today we are going to discuss about an important case law on e-way bill. That is, a vehicle cannot be stopped on expiry of e-way bill if the transaction is genuine. The decision is given by Honorable Tripura High Court in the case of Podar and Podar Industries Private Limited versus State of Tripura on dated 29 March 2022. चलिए मैं आगे आपको बताता हूँ वो केस लॉ क्या है.
The important judgment by Honorable Tripura High Court in the case of Podar and Podar Industries, that is, the vehicle cannot be stopped on the expiry of e-way bill if the transaction is genuine. The brief of the case is that the Honorable High Court of Tripura provided order dated 29th March 22 in the matter of Podar and Podar Industries Private Limited. Held that the vehicle carrying goods ought not be stopped or seized by the authorities on the expiry of e-way bill, and instead an undertaking should be taken from the buyer or seller to appear before the assessing officer and make necessary compliances. So now we can proceed for the fact of the cases. The fact about the case is that the petitioner, that is Podar and Podar Industries Private Limited, is engaged in the business of selling of a construction machinery and sold certain construction material to a buyer, that is Sri Sapan Chandra De, that is a buyer who is registered under the Tripura GST Act, located in Agartala, and some machinery were transported through a truck from Silchar to Agartala, Silchar from Assam to Agartala of Tripura. That the vehicle was carrying all valid documents pertaining to machinery, including the e-way bill, valid up to 17 March. However, due to some technical problem, that vehicle reaches at the checkpost of the Tripura, that is Churaibadi checkpost, on 18 March. That unbanned by that date, the e-way bill got expired. For the aforesaid reason, that is due to the expiry of the e-way bill, the vehicle was detained on 18th March and stopped at the entry point of the state of Tripura. Okay. What are the plea by the petitioner plea? That is, it was submitted on the behalf of petitioner that the said e-way bill has been issued by the buyer, namely, and the equipment has been purchased by the buyer for performing a contractual obligation to the state of Tripura under a contract entered into by him. The seizure of the vehicle at the entry point of the state has caused an impediment on the free flow of the goods and service within the Union of India. So, the basic ground is that the petitioner provide that all the documents submitted before the authorities, GST authorities, are valid, except that the e-way bill which has got expired due to some sort of technical problem in the fault on the truck. So, merely because only e-way bill got expired should not be a reason for detain of the truck. So, what are the submission by the respondent? The respondent the authorities said that the authorities were not led with any option other than to stop and seize the vehicle along with the goods, and the petitioner did not seek extension as required under the law. So, this is from the Honorable Court. The Honorable Court, after all consideration, observed that free flow and movement of goods and services throughout the Union of India is meant to be for the purpose of development of the nations. Okay, there is no doubt that the authorities have imposed conditions such as e-way bill for the transportation of goods. At the same time, it must not be ignored that e-way bill has been issued by registered dealer under GST to cover the goods in transit only. There was no doubt regarding genuineness of the transaction. In this present case, the Honorable High Court asked the respondent lawyer that whether you have any ground about and you have any doubt about the genuineness of the transaction. The respondent lawyer said no, there is no such ground, no such background about no such negative things about the genuineness of the transaction. That appears that the transaction is genuine, since only the case is that e-way bill got expired. The Honorable Court, after considering the fact, they held that when the transaction is between two registered dealers and all the relevant documents are available, the genuineness of the transaction is not in the dispute. The vehicle carrying such good ought to be permitted to enter the state and continue with such carrying subject to an opportunity to the buyer or seller to appear before assessing officer and make necessary compliance as required. So in that case, Honorable High Court asked the petitioner to submit an undertaking before the state tax authorities to present before the assessing officer and provide the necessary compliance as required. So this is a good judgment by the Honorable Tripura High Court. So you may note this case judgment for any kind of future litigations. Okay, and these are the, you can see from my screen, that is the CNR number and registration number. You can directly download the direct order from the Honorable Tripura High Court website. So if you want to download the detailed order, so you can download from my link provided in my description box. Thank you for watching my channel, and thank